Welcome back, everyone, to the English Prep Podcast.
Great to be here.
Today, we're diving into something, well, really crucial if you're thinking about studying or maybe working or even moving to an English-speaking country.
Yeah, we're talking about English proficiency exams.
Exactly. It can feel a bit like a maze, can it? You've got IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, the Duolingo English test. Lots of options.
It really can be overwhelming.
So our goal today is basically to unpack these a bit, help you figure out which one might actually be the best fit for you.
Absolutely. It's not just, ticking a box. It's about finding the right tool for your specific journey.
So where should we start? Maybe why these tests are so important in the first place.
Good idea. I mean, fundamentally, they're trying to measure your English skills, right? Reading, writing, listening, and speaking.
It gives universities, employers, governments a kind of standard way to see your level, a consistent benchmark.
That's it. And look, for a lot of these places in English-speaking countries, these exams aren't just nice-to-haves, they're required. They need proof you can handle the language demands, whether it's in lectures, at work, or just integrating into the community.
And getting a good score, well, that can really open doors, can't it?
Oh, definitely. Think scholarships, maybe better job options, even making immigration processes a bit smoother.
Yeah, huge benefits.
But, and this is key, these tests aren't all the same. They feel different. The formats vary, even the scoring.
So what works for one person might not be the best for someone else.
Exactly. You need to find your fit.
Okay, so let's get into the specifics. Maybe start with IELTS. It seems like one you hear about a lot.
Yeah, IELTS, that's the International English Language Testing System. It's a real heavyweight globally.
Very widely recognized, particularly if you're looking at places like the UK, Australia, Canada, New Zealand.
That's right. Big destinations for many people.
And isn't there more than one type of IELTS?
Yes, good point. There's the academic version that's mostly for university entrants. And then there's the general training version. That one's more geared towards, say, vocational training, work, or immigration.
So you need to know which one you need.
Absolutely crucial. And the test itself, it covers the 4 main skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking.
Right. Now, the speaking part of IELTS is kind of unique, isn't it?
It is. It's typically a face-to-face interview with an examiner.
Like a real conversation?
Pretty much. It feels more like a natural chat, which some people prefer. It tests how you interact directly.
Okay. And the scoring, how does that work?
They use band scores. It goes from band 1, which is like very basic, up to band 9, an expert user.
Gotcha. So UK, Australia, Canada, IELTS is probably high on your list to check out.
Very likely, yes. Now, what about TOEFL? Test of English as a foreign language.
Right, TOEFL. That one seems almost synonymous with applying to U.S. universities.
It definitely has a very strong foothold in the United States, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's accepted more widely, too. Over 11,000 institutions around the world recognize it.
Wow, okay. And the format? Similar skills to IELTS.
Same 4 skills: reading, listening, speaking, writing. But the main way you take TOEFL now is the IBT, the internet-based test.
So, on a computer?
Mostly, yes. There's still a paper version, the PBT, in some places, but IBT is far more common.
And the speaking part? That's different from IELTS too, right?
Yeah, quite different. With TOEFL IBT speaking, you actually speak into a microphone. Your answers are recorded.
Oh, interesting.
It gives you a short time to prepare your response before you speak. Then those recordings get evaluated by several raters.
Okay, so less direct interaction, more recorded performance.
Sort of, yeah. And the scoring for TOEFL IBT is out of a total of 120 points.
So if you're aiming for the U.S., or maybe an academic program that really emphasizes academic English, TOEFL is a strong contender.
Definitely worth looking into. Okay, moving on. PTE Academic. Pearson Test of English.
Ah, yes, PTE. I feel like I'm hearing more about this one recently.
It's definitely gaining popularity. For university admissions, work visas, migration, it's popping up more often.
That makes PTE stand out.
Well, its structure is a bit different. The speaking and writing sections are actually combined into one part.
Oh, together?
Yeah, and then you have separate reading and listening sections, and the whole thing is computer-based.
Including the speaking?
Yep, all on the computer. You speak into a microphone, similar to TOEFL in that way.
And the scoring?
PTE uses a scale from 10 to 90.
Okay.
One big plus point for many people is the speed of results. Often you get your score back within 48 hours.
Wow, that's fast.
It really is. So if you're comfortable with computers and you need results quickly, PTE is definitely one to consider.
Makes sense. Okay, one more major one to cover.
Yeah.
The Duolingo English test. This one feels newer.
It is newer, yeah.
Yeah.
And it offers a pretty flexible approach.
Flexible how?
The main thing is that it's an adaptive test.
Adaptive. What does that mean?
It means the test difficulty actually changes as you go along based on how you're doing. Answer correctly, questions might get harder. Struggle a bit, they might get easier.
Huh. That's really different. Does that change how you'd prepare?
Potentially, yeah. It tests a broad range of abilities efficiently. And how you take it is also super flexible.
How so?
It's completely online. You take it from your own computer whenever you schedule it.
Wow. Okay. So really convenient, especially if getting to a test center is difficult.
Exactly. And the scoring is on a scale from 10 to 160.
And universities are accepting this more now.
Yeah, a growing number are. It's often more affordable, too, which is a big plus for many students. A very accessible option.
Okay. So we've got IELTS, TOEFL, PT, Duolingo.
Yeah.
Quite the lineup. It still feels like a lot to choose from. How do you actually pick the right one?
The absolute number one thing, the first step, is check where you're applying. Seriously.
Right.
University, employer, immigration office, find out exactly which tests they accept and what scores they need. Don't guess.
So, like we said, UK, Australia, Canada migration often points towards IELTS.
Often, yes.
Yeah.
And U.S. universities often lean towards TOEFL, traditionally.
But many now take Duolingo too, you mentioned.
Exactly. Acceptance is growing fast. So always check the specific institution's requirements first.
Okay, check requirements. Got it. What else?
Think about you, your strengths, your preferences. How do you feel about the speaking test? Face-to-face like IELTS.
Or speaking into a mic like TOEFL or PT.
Precisely. Which feels more comfortable? Where do you think you'll perform better?
And practical things matter too, right? Like cost, speed of results.
Definitely. If budget's tight or you need scores like yesterday, then maybe Duolingo or PT look more appealing because they're generally cheaper or faster.
And writing. If you're strong at essays,
Both TOEFL and IELTS have significant structured writing tasks, so that might play to your strengths there.
what about the computer versus paper thing?
Another good point. IELTS sometimes offers paper-based tests still.
Which might feel more natural for some people.
Could do, but PTE and TOEFL IBT are all computers.
So, how are your typing skills? Are you comfortable with online tests?
Lots to weigh up based on personal comfort and skills.
Okay, so let's say someone's chosen their test. What are some good preparation tips, especially for intermediate learners?
Well, the basics first. Practice all 4 skills. Listening, speaking, reading, writing. Don't just focus on your weak areas. Keep the strong ones sharp, too.
Balanced practice.
Makes sense. And use the official stuff. Practice tests, sample questions from the actual test providers, IELTS, ETS for TOEFL, Pearson for PT, Duolingo.
Why official?
Because they show you exactly what the questions look like, the format, the timing. It builds familiarity and confidence.
And timing is key, you mentioned.
Crucial. All these tests are timed. You have to practice doing tasks within the time limits, get a feel for the pace.
Any specific strategies people should learn?
Yeah, basic test-taking skills help a lot. Things like skimming and scanning texts in the reading section to find info quickly, taking good notes during the listening parts, knowing how to structure an essay for the writing section.
And for the computer tests.
Get comfortable with the interface. If you can, use practice software that mimics the real test environment. Know how to navigate, use any built-in tool.
Okay, good practical advice. Are there any common mistakes people make that they should, try to avoid?
Oh, definitely. A big one is neglecting speaking practice. People often drill reading and writing, but don't talk enough.
Yeah, speaking can feel intimidating to practice.
It can, but it's essential. Another mistake. Choosing a test just because a friend said it was easier.
Ah, right. It's personal.
Totally personal. What's easy for one isn't for another. Choose based on your fit. And one more, check the expiry date.
Oh yeah, the validity period. How long are they usually valid for?
Typically around 2 years. You don't want to take it too early and have it expire before you need it.
Good reminder. Thinking longer term, beyond just this first application, does the choice of test matter down the line?
Sometimes, yeah. It depends on your goals. For example, if you want to be a nurse in Australia, you'll likely need a specific score on IELTS Academic for professional registration later.
Okay, so it can link to professional licensing.
It can. Or, if you study in the U.S. on TOEFL and later want to work there, having that TOEFL score might still be useful for some job applications.
And Duolingo.
Duolingo is often great for that initial university application push. Super convenient during busy times. The key is anticipating future needs if you can.
So it really comes back to thinking carefully about your own situation, your goals now, and maybe where you see yourself heading.
Exactly that. Where are you applying? What are your strengths? What test environment suits you? Take the time to figure that out.
Well, this has been really insightful. We hope this deep dive has helped you listening to sort of unpack these different exams.
Yeah, hopefully you feel a bit more confident about navigating these choices for your English journey.
And remember, like we stressed, always double check the specific requirements for wherever you're applying. That's non-negotiable.
Absolutely. And whichever test you end up choosing, we wish you the very best of luck with your preparation.